Hi guys, Mike of Fights with Friends, Mike Reviews It All here. I'll be streaming on Mike Reviews It All starting at 4:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. for those of you on the East Coast, and for those of you on the other side of the world, sorry, it's probably going to be at some ridiculous hour, but that's not in my control. We like to watch things live, right? Devonte Smith versus Julian Erosa. There's a few standouts on the prelims. Davi Ramos versus John Gunther. Ashley Yoder versus Amanda Cooper. But then coming into the main card, we have a lot of good fights. You got Michael Trizano and Luis Pena. Michael Trizano went on to win the Ultimate Fighter the same season Luis Pena was on. Luis Pena, a lot of people thought he was the best fighter in the division. There was pretty much no doubt that it was Trizano and Pena. Pena was injured during the season. They weren't able to have that match then. You can see Luis Pena, submission master at 80%. Submissions never went to decision. Trizano, 25% KOs and subs. Don't know a whole lot about Maycee, Barber, and Hannah Cifers, so you have to do some research on that for yourself. But we have the return of Beneil Dariush versus Thiago Moisés. I really like this fight. I really like Beneil Dariush. I like him to win big in this one. I do have to get to work, so that's why I'm not doing a deep breakdown of a lot of these. Raquel Pennington versus Randamie. Raquel Pennington was actually 3 pounds over, and they just keep throwing this girl to the wolves. She was totally mismatched in her last match. Now you throw her in there against Randamie, and this girl's an absolute killer. Pennington's actually ranked above her. That's because Randamie, most likely, for one thing, she hasn't been active in a little while. For another thing, she ducked a fight with Cyborg, and you don't duck fights. The co-main event, this might be what everybody is the most excited for, though, because of the drama around this. Number 12, Cowboy Donald Cerrone, coming into this, has a chance to break a lot of records. Most wins in UFC history, most finishes in UFC history. The guy has had an absolutely electric career. He's going to be facing a beast in Mike Perry. We all know what he does. He knocks people out. He ices mothers. 92% knockout. And coming into this, I say Donald Cerrone's really got to watch it in that first round. He's even talked to himself about having a little anxiety in the first round, being a little bit of a slow starter. Mike Perry is not a slow starter. He's going to come out and put the pressure on you very quickly. So it'll be interesting to see what Donald Cerrone's game plan is in that. I'd like to see Cerrone break those records and get the wins, but I'm going to call Mike Perry by knockout. Main event, Chan Sung Jung versus Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez, of course, has ducked a couple fights. Well, he kept on ducking. It looked like Zabit Nurmagomedov. They were supposed to fight once. They canceled. Yair said that it was fake news, that he wasn't going to fight. Dana actually said he was going to cut him from the promotion. Flip-flopped on that. Then they were scheduled again, and Yair was like, oh, it was the venue. I didn't like the venue. Then all of a sudden he has an undisclosed injury. It didn't seem like it was something that would have stopped him from the fight. If I'm wrong on that, go ahead and correct me. But I don't remember seeing any real big injury for Yair Rodriguez. He has been off for 18 months. Chan Sung Jung, 14-4. Main event, originally he was supposed to be facing Frankie Edgar. You look down, I was just looking down at what he's done in the UFC. Of course, he came in with 2 losses. One to, this was WEC. So, you can count that. He had a fight of the night against Leonard Garcia, but since coming into the UFC in 2011, his only loss was to the champion, Jose Aldo. Won 4 out of 5. Had some good names on there. He's got a victory over Dustin Poirier, submission of the night. He's got a knockout of the night over Mark Homnick. That guy is no slouch. Coming off a first-round knockout of Dennis Bermudez. He's also got about an 18-month layoff. I don't worry so much about his layoffs because he's proven that he can have a big layoff. You see here from August 3rd, 2013, he doesn't fight again for 3.5 years, almost 4 years. Comes out, knocks out Dennis Bermudez in the first round. So I think that the layoff, I gotta say that the layoff would hurt Yair Rodriguez more than Chan Sung Jung. That's just my gut feeling, and just because of Chan Sung Jung's done it so many times. I don't know what the stats are going on Chan Sung Jung there, but obviously he's got a lot of finishes in his career. I'm going to pick the Korean Zombie in this one. This is a 5-rounder. I'm actually going to pick him to finish Yair towards the end of the 3rd round. I do like Rodriguez. I think he's a little overhyped. He had the luck of catching a Frankie Edgar on the end of his career. But let's just look at him for a second, so we're not overlooking him. He does have a victory against Alex Caceres, who's kind of a gatekeeper. I mean, they were in a great fight of the night. He's got a performance of the night, finish over Andre Fili. That's another good name on here. So, I mean, he's a good prospect, no doubt. Don't get me wrong. And I might have to dig into this a little more if it wasn't for the layoff. 18 months, I think, may affect him. Being younger, nothing seems to affect the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung, and that's why I take him in the 3rd round. Don't forget to tune in on Mike Reviews It All. I still have 8 more days on my suspension. 9 more days, I guess. November 19th. Is when Fights with Friends goes back to be able to live stream. So we're almost there. Catch me on Mike Reviews It All tonight. Let me know what your predictions are. Let me know what you think about my predictions. Am I wrong? Am I right? And what fight you're most excited about watching. I look forward to seeing you guys tonight. As always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.